Would you talk about booze for a moment?
If you like.
As a kind of maybe public service or whatever.
I think I've done enough public service in that direction. However, if it helps anybody, yes.
Well, it might very well. I guess what I want to know is how do you know when you're in trouble with your...
I think that nobody quite knows which drink it is that takes him over the edge of being merely a social or hearty, laughing drinker into a morose and hungover, wretched creature who shakes and creaks and sweats and has nightmares, and it's always November and it's raining and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and there's nowhere to go, and you reach out for a cigarette and smoke and think of all the horrible things you've done in your life and all the shame all the shames you've endured and suffered, and the shame you gave other people, and all the wrongs you've done other people. I don't know whether alcoholics can put it quite as eloquently as that. Usually they just say, I just stared out of a window for 2 years. And it is, believe me, the question of being an alcoholic, I'm not quite sure that I am one, but if I'm not one, I'm very near. I'm very right on the edge of being one. But it is no laughing matter. It really is not a laughing matter. Alcoholism is a dreadful disease. And my sympathy for, I believe there are something like 15 million Americans alone who are alcoholics. And my sympathy for them and my affection for them is profound. They come up to me, you know, as being a representative figure of this dreadful disease, and one of the things they love to do is to tell stories about what they got up to when they were drunk, and I listen and I laugh, and they genuinely funny, some of the stories, but it is a tragic disease and a dreadful one, and I think, well, no, I can't say that I've beaten it, because as Jimmy Breslin, who was a dear friend of mine, wrote me a short but very eloquent letter once, some years ago, when I was in trouble with drink. And he said, don't forget the drink. And he used the analogy of a boxing match, and that you're always fighting. You're always fighting. And the other fella is booze. And you evade him, but one of these days, unless you're careful, he's going to nail you right on the chin, and down you go. So it's a continual fight. Every day it's a fight. When you get through the day and you finally put your head on the pillow and you sleep, you say, I've beaten that boxer for yet another day. And so for the rest of your life, you're stuck with that shadowy figure, always coming at you, always coming at you. And there is every conceivable excuse. Take a drink. I got a bad note, so I take a drink. I got a good note, so I take a drink. As to one would if you didn't have my particular self-control and, of course, the enormous assistance of my wife. Yeah. Without Susan, I think, without any exaggeration whatsoever, I might very easily be dead.